Hello friends, in the last video we discussed about Thevenin's theorem and one problem on Thevenin's theorem. In this video we will go to discuss about what is Norton's theorem and statement of Norton's theorem and how we can solve a problem on Norton's theorem. Okay, first let's see what is the statements for Norton's theorem. It states that any linear bilateral network consisting of so many elements and sources replaced by single equivalent circuit, that is the current source IN connected in parallel with single resistance and also connected in parallel with a load resistor. Okay, this is the statement of Norton's theorem. Norton's theorem states that if we have a circuit that consists of a number of elements and sources, we simply replace that number of elements and sources by the single current source connected in parallel with the single resistor and also connected in parallel with the single load. Okay, single load resistor. This is the equivalent circuit of the Norton's. This is the Norton's equivalent circuit. Here single current source is connected in parallel with the single resistors and also connected in parallel with the load resistor. This is the equivalent circuit of the Norton's theorem. Okay, I think you have clear. We'll see how to solve a problem in Norton's theorem. Okay, steps for solving the Norton's theorem. We have three steps for solving the Norton's theorem. Here the first step is short the load resistor. First, we have to short the load resistor, and the next step is calculate the short circuit current. This is called Norton's current. We know in Norton's equivalent circuit we have only Norton's current source and Norton's resistance and load resistor. Okay, that's why we need to calculate Norton's current. While calculating Norton's current, we need to short circuit the load resistor, and that short circuit current is nothing but the Norton's current. Okay, and the third point, open circuit, open current sources, short voltage sources, and open load resistance. Now calculate the open circuited resistance. This is called Norton resistance. We know in Norton's equivalent circuit, a resistor connected parallel with both load resistor and the Norton's current source. That resistor is known as Norton's resistor. We can calculate the Norton's resistance value by simply short circuit the voltage sources and open circuit the current sources and also open the load resistance. Okay, open the load resistance, then calculate the open circuit resistance. That resistance is also known as Norton's resistance. These are the steps for solving the Norton's theorem. Okay, next we will see one problem on Norton's theorem. Then we can clear about Norton's theorem. Here, see one problem on Norton's theorem. Let's see the question of construct the Norton's equivalent circuit for the given circuit. Here we have one circuit. We have to construct the Norton's equivalent circuit for that circuit. We know in Norton's equivalent circuit we have only one current source connected in parallel with the Norton's resistor Rn and connected in parallel with the load resistor. This is the equivalent circuit of the Norton's Norton's equivalent circuit for any circuit. Okay, here we have this circuit. The circuit consists of the 12 volts voltage source and some resistors and 1.5 ohms load resistor. Here, here we need to calculate Norton's current and Norton's resistor. Because load resistors are already given in the circuit itself, we need to calculate only two things. One is Norton's current source and another one is Norton's resistors. First, in first step, short circuit the 1.5 ohms load resistor as shown in the below figure. First, we have to short this 1.5 ohms load resistance. Okay, first we have to short the load resistors like this. After short circuiting the load resistor, the circuit will become like this. Let assume the current passing through this first loop is I1 and current passing through the second loop is I2. Okay, next, in the next step we need to find the Norton's current. Norton's current is nothing but current flowing through the short circuit. The current flowing through the short circuit is nothing but I2. We can find the I2 value by applying the mesh analysis in the circuit. Okay, in the next step, C, calculate the short circuit current, that is called Norton's current. Apply KVL in the above circuit. For calculating the short circuit current is nothing but the current flowing through this short circuit path, that is nothing but I2. I2 is also known as Norton's current. Okay, for calculating the Norton's current, we simply apply the mesh analysis for this group, for this circuit. First apply KVL for loop 1. Loop 1 means this. We know KVL means voltage rises equal to voltage drops. Voltage rises equal to 12 volts. Voltage drops is at 2 ohms and 6 ohms. We have voltage drop. 12 equal to 2I1. The current flowing through the 2 ohms resistor is I1. So voltage across the 2 ohms resistor is 2I1, and current passing through the 6 ohms resistor is both I1 and I2. Both I1 and I2 are opposite in direction. That's why current passing through the 6 ohms resistor is I1 minus I2, and the voltage across 6 ohms resistor is 6 into I1 minus I2. 6 into I1 minus I2. 2I1 plus 6I1 minus 6I2. Here 6I1 minus 6I2. 2I1 plus 6I1, 8I1 minus 6I2. This is the equation number 1. Next, apply the KVL in second loop. That is 3I2 plus 6I2 minus 6I1 equal to 0. And this is the second equation. Now we need to calculate the I2 current. Simply solve these two equations, we can get I2 current. I2 current is nothing but the Norton's current. Okay. Solve the above two equations, we get I1 and I2. For solving the above two equations, what we have derived from the circuit, by solving that equations we will get I1 and I2 currents. I1 equal to 3 amperes, I2 is equal to 2 amperes. We know we want I2. I2 is nothing but the short circuit current or Norton's current. In the above circuit, I2 is nothing but short circuit current or Norton's current. Okay, that means we calculated the Norton's current. Next, we need to calculate the Norton's resistance. In step 3, we will go to calculate the Norton's resistance. For calculating the Norton's resistance, first we need to short circuit all the voltage sources and open circuit all current sources, and simply open the load resistance and find the total resistance. That resistance is nothing but the Norton's resistance. uh, See here, open circuit, open current sources, short voltage source, and open load resistance. Calculate open circuit resistance. Here in the previous diagram we have one voltage source. Here we know voltage source is short the voltage source, that means short circuit the voltage source. And here load is there, load resistance. Open the circuit resistance, open the load resistance. Here simply, sorry for the disturbance, here simply open the load resistance. Okay, now calculate the complete resistance in the circuit, that is nothing but the Norton's resistance. Norton's resistor Rn equal to, here 6 ohms resistor and 2 ohms resistor are connected in parallel, and 3 ohms resistor is connected in series with these two, that is 6 parallel to plus 3. 6 is parallel to 2 and plus 3. We know whenever two resistors are connected in parallel, we can represent this 2 into 1 resistor by using the formula R1 into R2 by R1 plus R2. Here R1 is 6 ohms, R2 is 2 ohms. That is R1 into R2 means 6 into 2 by 6 plus 2 plus 3 equal to 12 by 8 plus 3 equal to 4.5. Okay. We calculated Rn also. Rn means Norton's resistance equal to 4.5. Now we simply draw the Norton's equivalent circuit for the given circuit. We know Norton's equivalent circuit is current source parallel with the both Norton's resistance and load resistance. Here Norton's current is nothing but the I2, that is 2 amperes current. 2 amperes current. Here the Norton's current is IN equal to 2 amperes and Norton's resistor Rn equal to 4.5 ohms. Here Norton's resistor is there and here Norton's current source is there. We simply connected that two Norton's current source and Norton's resistor in parallel, 2 amperes and 4.5. In addition with Norton's current source and Norton's resistance, we also connected the load resistance, that is 1.5 kilo ohms load resistor. This is the Norton's equivalent circuit for the given circuit. Okay, this is about Norton's theorem. In the next class we will go to discuss about Milliman's theorem. Okay, thank you for watching this video.